So before we hit the road, we had a couple of days of rehearsals in LA. You know, we just want to freshen things up, kind of revamp the show, bring a little bit of new life into it.
The rehearsal process was definitely grueling because we only had a certain amount of days to rehearse.
My body was hurting, I was tired, I was sweaty, it was hot.
It's definitely hard on my body and my head too. Mentally and physically, it's really hard.
My normal show is about an hour long, 55 minutes roughly.
So Jaquel, the choreographer, creative director, and Tinashe, they had to cut it down to 20 minutes. So they chose the best of all the material.
As an opener, you get to use a tiny, tiny, tiny amount of the stage.
We're opening for an opener who's opening for the big Pinkprint herself, Nicki Minaj. So they told us we had 10 feet of stage.
The gotcha is that we get out here and 10 feet of stage is like nothing.
I wear a size 5 and I counted from the LED screen to the front 4.5 feet. My feet are not that big, so clearly it wasn't 10 feet, it wasn't 6 feet, it was probably barely 5 feet. It was like 4.5 feet of a size 5 foot.
I felt like we definitely had enough time in rehearsals to like adequately prepare. So, you know, even though we weren't going to have as much space as we were used to and some things were going to definitely be different, I think that we were pretty confident.
I guarantee you, the reviews are going to be like, fuck, that's a real show. Yeah.
I definitely wanted kind of a fresh new start to the show, and I really wanted it to start with a bang. So, you know, we're starting with a dance break.
The intro was choreographed by Chris Grant, who was on the This Is It tour. He was actually Michael Jackson's stand-in. So his movements are very sharp and crisp and like very on top of the music.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Step.
So the first show is always the best because it's like the blooper show.
The music was horrible. We couldn't hear it on stage, and I think Tinashe's ears weren't working.
It's very particular when we start. We have to listen to a very specific cue, and we can't hear it at all.
We had like these bandanas covering our faces and some of them were falling off. Mine was like up here and I couldn't see anything.
We couldn't see anything and we couldn't hear anything, so we did the best we could and we just winged it.
That was not the only issue that we had on opening night. When 2-on comes on, typically we do this little like intro and then we go into this dance break. At rehearsal, I kept jumping into the dance break because I forgot that we had cut it out. And I didn't think I was gonna forget during the show, but fortunately I did.
She went into the dance break on the first verse, so there were no lyrics. It was just her doing this full out dance break like Janet Jackson by herself.
It's really awkward to stop right now because I'm supposed to be singing the verse is not being sung, I'm the only person dancing right now.
And Amanda and I are in the chilled choreography like, go girl, kill it, but we're not joining you. You can join us whenever you're ready, but it's okay, you do your thing.
It was funny because when she hit it, we both looked at each other like, we're just gonna keep going. We just like both ignored her and just kept it moving. Let her finish her little situation and then we continued.
I thought it was hilarious because normally with most artists, they freeze up and they don't do anything. But she went ham, like she was ready.
Maybe she was like stuck at the BET Awards, like, I'm just gonna kill it, like, what would Janet do? She would keep going, so she just kept going and yeah, she killed it.
It was bad, but fuck it. I was literally like, shit, fuck. When do I stop? I guess now. So after the first show, you know, we were able to go back in and figure out the problems, the musical problems. I remember not to do the 2-on dance break, and then ever since then, we've been pretty much on point, so it's been good.